Welcome to episode 12 of Hornets Sports Buzz. Tonight we're going to be talking about girls hockey, girls ice hockey. Tonight joining me we have Coach Roy Bain. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
And we have Renee Dager from Foxborough.
Close. Danae Rager.
Danae Rager. Okay. That's
we got that.
Twister, Danae Rager.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the standings. Today is Thursday, January 10th, and I haven't been here for a while. Was on sabbatical. I thought they were going to cancel my show, but the boys hoop team is 6-1, tied for first in the Kelly Rex. The girls hoop is 4-3. Boys hockey is 8-2. Girls hockey, which we're going to talk a lot about tonight, is 5-3-1. Is that right?
That is correct.
That's right. Wrestling is 10-3. They have a lot of quad meets and tri meets. Boys track and girls track are both 3-0. They're undefeated, first place in the Kelly Rex. Boys and girls swimming are both 0-4. So I could make a joke there how we have to work on it, but you know the swim coach might be watching. But we'll talk about that later. So combined, and the gymnastics team, sorry, is 3-0 combined, 42-20-1, which a winning percentage of 67%, typical excellence in Mansfield. So we're going to segue to girls hockey. So one thing that's a little bit different, the girls hockey program is not just Mansfield. So Coach, can you explain what other towns are involved besides Mansfield?
It began 7 years ago as a co-op between Mansfield and Oliver Ames. A couple of years into the program, we ran out of players. In danger of folding, we also incorporated Foxborough and inherited Danae and others like her.
Yeah.
So it became Mansfield, Oliver Ames, and Foxborough. We decided, because the uniform's already made, not to incorporate Foxborough into the name, but instead adopt their mascot and incorporate them that way as the MOA Warriors.
That's great. So Danae, how many years have you been involved in the program?
I'm a senior, and I've done it all throughout high school, so this is my 4th year.
That's 4th year. You've been with the same program, the MOA Warriors program?
Yes.
That's good. And what was I going to say? So you're a captain, right? Congratulations.
Yeah,
I think, and Coach, we're going to talk about the roster composition. You have, tell me if I'm wrong, because we always fact check in this program.
Okay.
25 players in the roster?
That's correct.
Let me see. I got 12 from Mansfield. This is all from your website, so.
Okay.
4 from Easton and 9 from Foxborough, is that right?
That could be accurate.
Okay.
I just know them by class,
Yeah.
freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors. I don't know where they're from.
So I have 9 freshmen, 9 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 3 seniors? 5 seniors.
Five seniors,
That's
correct.
good.
Yep.
So one of the, I always like to have when we have the girls, the boys captains on, it's impressive to get voted captain. And I think this program is a little bit different because in Mansfield, you know, all the kids have played together. But tell me about the election process for captain.
For us, it's mainly the coaches that pick, but we often like to have one captain from each town. But this year, we didn't have any seniors from Oliver Ames. So we had just the 3 from Mansfield and the 2 from Foxborough.
Okay, that's great. And what position do you play?
I play defense.
Defense. You like playing defense?
Oh, yeah. It's the best one.
Yeah. So I haven't seen a ton of the girls play this year, but is it no checking, or tell me about that, Coach?
Definitely no checking. There is a lot of contact, but the rule, there's no checking. There's no checking, but the girls work hard, they play hard.
Yeah.
There's plenty of physical contact, but no finishing checks.
And do you vary it by refs? Because I think some refs let you play more, you could tell me, let you play more physical. Sometimes you can't avoid it, right?
Yeah. Well, in the beginning of games, you definitely want to be more careful. And then when stuff accidentally happens, or we'll say accidentally, but
as it so often does.
You know, you can kind of see what you can get away with. I mean, you still don't want to do anything too crazy because you don't want to get kicked out or anything or actually hurt someone, but yeah.
That's great. So let's back up a little, Coach. You know, I just met Coach tonight, but you said I think it's the 7th or 8th year of the program?
7th year.
And you've been involved since
the beginning.
Beginning, okay. And you know, I think I don't know if Greg and Diane Arnold, who I happen to know, were 2 of the co-founders. Were there
Yes.
multiple people, or
Yes.
Takes a village, as they say, right?
Yeah, there were several parents of several children that got this ball rolling. The Arnolds, the O'Haras from Mansfield, the O'Haras from Easton were pretty much the driving force. You know, there was several girls from Mansfield High School that started banging on Joe Russo's door daily.
Yeah.
And then they brought their show on the road to Easton. Bill Matthews got the same treatment. And I think finally they cried uncle and said, okay, let's have a hockey team.
Yeah, he's the athletic director over there.
Yes, we're Oliver Ames.
That's good. And you know, I know the O'Haras as well as the Arnolds, and I think was the first year you were an officially varsity program, or?
Yes, we were.
Okay, that's impressive. And it takes, you know, not to get into dollars and cents, but tell me how the funding works, just high level or whatever, you know, medium level. We don't want to get down to the pennies, but, you know.
Without getting down into it, it's 80% of the program is funded by the girls themselves and or their families. Some schools, Foxborough throws in some money for their girls. Mansfield High School takes care of the buses, funds some of the ice time over and above what we normally have, and the girls do the rest. They raise money, stand outside Dunkin' Donuts, Stop and Shop, whatever it takes to get them on the ice.
That's great. And one thing maybe we should throw out there, because what's an average ice time now? And you probably know off the top of your head, like for 1 hour of ice.
$300 to $400 an hour, depending on where you go.
Wow. It doesn't matter whether it's practice game or
No, it doesn't. Well,
skills.
a game, the price doubles because the games are more than an hour. So you got to
Okay.
pay for 2 hours.
They
so
need to
it's
clean the ice.
$600 to $700 for a game, to fund a game.
Wow. And that's not, it's including the referee cost? Or?
No.
Wow.
No, that's completely separate.
So, Danae, you're pretty good at doing the shaking the cans fundraising?
Oh yeah. Love canning.
So tell us about your youth hockey experience. You said you started with the program 4 years ago, but my guess is you've been playing hockey for a long time.
Yeah, I started when I was like 8 with the Learn to Skate at Iorio Arena, which is now Rodman Arena in Walpole. And I stuck with their program of the Walpole Express. And I've just played with them ever since. Like I even did half season this year, which starts in like September and goes until November when high school hockey starts.
Yep. Do you recommend that? I know, and again, my kids didn't play. I played as a little kid. But you could do full season or half season. And in high school, either the kids play either half season or none, right? But do you find it's good prep in the fall to get ready for the winter varsity season?
It helps you get into the mindset of hockey after not having played for a while. And I play with a ton of the Mansfield people on MOA in that half-season team.
Yep.
And we also play against a couple other people, so it's also getting back with the team, and it's fun.
I was going to ask you that, like, you know, it's kind of a two-sided question. Like, was it hard to integrate, you know, with Easton players and Mansfield players, and/or when you compete against them? Is it called club hockey in
yeah, club hockey is not high school.
Is it fun to compete against them, or is it?
Oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And I actually, before I got to MOA, I knew a ton of the Mansfield people from Express because you often stay with the same club team. So two of the other seniors on the team, Lindsay Corning and Allie Delano, I've played with them for like 8 or 9 years already.
That's great. I forgot you were supposed to take the vow that anything, you know, you have to swear that Mansfield is the greatest town ever. Like, so because this is a Mansfield show. But you don't have to. Or the other way is any secrets that you learn about Mansfield you can't share with. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Well, if you're going to insist on it, I'm just going to excuse myself and get out of the way.
So, Coach, we're going to have the 2 other captains on. I'll probably butcher their names later, but Isabella Chantelier and Kenzie Fraser.
That's correct.
All right, pretty good.
All right.
But let's just walk through the season briefly. 5-3-1, correct?
Yes.
And if I look correctly, you have either 18-game or 20-game regular season?
20-game season. Correct.
So, and again, you can answer this too. So there's 5 teams from the Hockomock, and I can tell me, I'm not going to look at my notes. Franklin, Stoughton, Kenton, MOA, and
King Philip.
King Philip, thank you. And your other games, and again, this is all learning for me, there's a crossover. Do you play with another league, or all the other games non-league, or how does it work?
All the other games we consider non-league. You know,
Okay.
we traveled as far as Longmeadow this year, and as far as Orleans last night to play a game. So for girls hockey, you tend to have to travel quite a bit to fill out your schedule.
And I know Joe Russo, he's been on the show. Everybody knows athletic director Joe Russo, but who's in charge of doing the schedule if it's not strictly, or does the Hockomock athletic directors get involved?
I would say 99% of it is Greg Arnold, who started the program.
Yeah.
And he does yeoman's work towards middle of summer to early fall, tries to get all that done. You know, this year ran into a little trouble with a team that had to cancel 2 games. Then it was scramble time, find a school that needs 2 games, and hence our trip to Longmeadow.
Yeah, and I believe they beat you 4-0.
They did.
Are they one of the better programs in the state, or do you know offhand?
What do you think, Danae?
I think they are pretty high up there. They play a lot more of the D1 teams than we do, so it's hard to tell. Because they've beat a couple, they've lost to a couple.
And so every sport, as you know, Coach, in Mansfield, some of them are D1 for like track and football. They're D2 South. What do you consider in girls hockey?
Well, if you check the Mass High School hockey website, it has us as D1.
Okay.
You check some other sites, it has us as D2.
Okay.
We're a hockey team. We'll play anybody. I'll go any place.
That's great to know. I like that. And it sounds like you're just as competitive as Coach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why she's a captain.
Yeah, that's great. So, Danae, tell me 5-3-1. Let's just focus on the Hawk games. And again, these are all stats from the Hockomock Sports website. Do you know that website?
I don't go to it very
I
often.
get paid to plug it every time, so it's hockomocksports.com.
Well, I report all the results to them
So
after a game.
4 out of 5 of your wins are 1-goal wins.
Yeah.
So either that's all because of the coaching or because the players overcome the coaching deficiencies. So you guys like the close games?
Which is it, Danae?
I gotta think about how to answer
Not
this
put you on the
one.
spot or anything.
Do you guys like the close games, or I mean, you'd rather win 5-0, right?
When you say you guys, I'm going to say no.
You
Yeah,
girls.
She can answer.
very against it.
Yeah.
Because we have a tendency of being down and then having to come back, which is where the 1-goal games come in, because we'll be down a goal, we'll get back to tied, then we'll be down another goal, and we have to get back up again.
Yeah.
So
That's where the senior leadership comes in, right? I mean, really, you've been with the program 4 years, you and your 2 other captains, and the 5 seniors. I mean, the coaches, you're trying to. I'm not gonna do the pulling your hair out joke because
No,
that's
that ship already sailed.
no, that's impressive. And so, and then you had a couple. Stoughton, you beat handily, which is nice. And you know, I think your worst loss was, you might have 5-0 or 4-0.
4-0.
it's 4-0.
Yep,
4-0 twice.
That's impressive.
Once
So,
to Longmeadow, once to Walpole.
yep. And we're going to have the other 2 captains on, so we're going to save some of the questions.
Sure.
But what do you see? So you got about 11 games left.
Yep.
You know, I like to make predictions on the show. I always say I don't. But what do you the second half of the schedule? You guys see yourself improving, or what's the outlook? Do you have tougher games on the non-league schedule, or?
Well, we do have all the Hockomock teams again.
Okay.
You know, we've gone through them all once. We have them all again. The schedule pretty much will repeat itself. You know, I like where we are. I don't think we peaked yet. You know, we tend to play our best hockey in the 3rd period of a game, which makes me pull my hair out. But you know, they don't quit, so I would never count these girls out.
Yep. And the periods, how long, Danae? How long is each period?
They're 15-minute stop periods.
That's good. So that's you're getting a full hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes of real time, right? There's a long game.
Yeah, you know, the periods tend to run half hour about, and then ice between the first and second, first, second, and second and third, or just after the 2nd period. So it gives a little break and
That's good.
finish the game out.
I think I'll talk to your captains about the off-season conditioning because coach requires it. But you guys, it's not just, you know, the old days people would show up a week before tryouts and try to get in shape, but now it's 11 or 12-month process.
Like anything else, repetition is the mother of all learning. You can't just show up on day 1 of the season and expect to be a good player of any sport.
Yeah.
No, never mind hockey.
And Coach, I know this is, you know, you also have a real job, right?
I
the
do.
Police department.
I
That's
do.
great. So what about not recruiting, but seeing, you know, I think you're only going to graduate five girls, and you don't have only a couple juniors. But as far as seeing the kids, I know other varsity coaches look at the middle school talent, or you just don't worry about that until.
The only
you know.
involvement I have with kids that aren't in the program is when my brother and my dad, who coached for the Spitfires program, well, I have 2 nieces that play for Spitfires. I go see their game, and my dad will say, "Oh, that girl lives in Easton.
Yeah.
That girl lives in Mansfield. That girl's in Foxborough." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Yeah.
And they'll put it on my radar screen, but other than that, I don't go looking around. You know, whatever walks in the door the first day of practice, I'm happy to have them.
That's great. That's great. And last question for you, well, a couple questions. I always say that, then I ask 3 more. But tournament experience, and from the website, you guys have made the tournament the last 3 years?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It is.
Considering you're only an 8-year-old program. But and hopefully this year, is it like other sports where you have to have a 500 record or better?
Yes.
So you optimistic about it?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
am. Because we have 11 points as of now.
Okay.
And so we still have over half of our schedule left. So that gives us a couple games of wiggle room. Hopefully we won't need it though.
Please don't.
Yeah. And then when it comes to the tournament, the seedings, you know, you might be seeded 8th or 11th, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a crapshoot who you end up.
Yeah, we have no control over that.
Yeah.
You know, you just show up at the rink and play your best hockey. And I think our best hockey is yet to be played in our season.
That's great. And about playing time, you know, you can speak to it. I meant to ask this for 25. There's no JV team, right?
No, there's not.
And does everybody, does everybody skate, or do you run 3 lines, or?
I try to skate as many people as I can. I try to work into 4 lines. I've also been able to schedule a couple of JV level games with other programs.
That's great.
Get everyone I can as much game time experience as I can, because at some point, you know, Danae, Isabel, Mackenzie, they're going to be gone, and those are the kids that are going to be sitting here. So,
yeah. No,
so we try to get a few games in. I'm looking for another game right now. So you're out there watching a TV land, you get a JV team who wants a game, give me a call.
Yeah. Our ratings are huge, so we're probably getting calls in the back room right now. But Danae, last question for you. You're a senior. You know, there's a lot going on. Are you planning on going to college?
Yes.
What are your post high school plans as far as playing and academic, or just enjoying life?
Well, yeah, I do want to go straight to college, and I want to play club hockey for the college, and I want to go to the University of Alaska, and they do have a club team there.
Wow, that's impressive. Coach, there was some movie about that Alaskan hockey team that used to, I can't remember it.
Yeah, there was.
All the hockey fans out there. That's impressive. So you've applied, and
Yes.
Have you visited there?
Yes, I have actually.
Good luck. That's awesome. But you never know what you're going to get for an answer. You know, a lot of people stay local, but
Things you didn't know about your captains for 100, Alex. Okay.
Well, thanks for joining me, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you,
luck
Jack.
the
I
rest of the
appreciate
season.
having us.
And I always ask, but when you make the tournament, would you possibly come back on in late February, early March?
Be honest, we'd be invited back. Appreciate that. Absolutely would.
Nice meeting you.
Nice
Good
meeting
luck
you
in
as well.
Danae. All right, we'll be back with the other 2 captains. We're going to take a quick soda break, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Welcome back to episode number 12 of Hornets Sports Buzz. We're joined by the 2 other captains of the MOA Warriors girls hockey team. Welcome, girls. We have on my far left Isabel Chanteler. Welcome, Isabel.
Thank you.
And we have Kenzie Frazier from Foxborough, right?
Yep.
Kenzie's from Foxborough, and Isabel is from Mansfield. So as we saw with Coach Bain, we got a mixture of Mansfield, All Reims, and Foxborough. So what position do you play, Kenzie?
I play left wing, so forward.
That's good, yeah.
And I play center.
Center, okay, yeah. So I didn't talk about the prop. I brought this street hockey stick, but probably cost $2. But girls, I was talking
from the garage.
From the garage, absolutely. And off camera, how much do you spend on your sticks? Like,
typically like around $100 could get you like a decent stick, and then like from that higher can get you like a wicked good stick.
and how often do they break? I mean, what are they made of, fiberglass now, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your parents hope they never break, right?
Yeah.
I probably get one like every year.
Yeah, because you grow a little, and you get a little stronger.
Yeah, they break a little bit, so.
Yeah. And do you have? Is it like the Bruins? Everybody has like 4 backup sticks, you know?
I have 0.
What about skate? You know, so obviously skates the most expensive, or?
Yeah, skates.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you guys, I didn't ask Coach this, but either you or your parents, are you responsible for your own equipment, or does the team kind of have an overall budget, or do you know how that works?
We're all responsible for our own
Oh,
equipment, so.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me if I'm wrong. I know boys' equipment smells, but they have special companies that kind of clean all that hockey equipment.
Yeah, they have like stuff at the Foxborough rink where you can put it in, like, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
But you can put your equipment in that, and I've never done it before. I don't have the money for that, but everyone like puts their equipment in there, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it works.
I don't even know why I asked that question. But anyways, you girls are doing 5-3-1, and congratulations on being captains. That's
Thank you.
great. I
Thank
think
you.
it's tricky because from multiple towns, I know some teams, they've been playing with each other since they were 6, 7, 8 years old in other sports. But it's great that girls from other towns get to know you really quickly, and it's a compliment to you. And who are the other 2 seniors? Let's just give a shout out to them.
Lindsay Corning, Allie Delano, is that it? Yeah, they're both from Mansfield. So.
Mansfield, yeah. So they're obviously great if they're from Mansfield, right?
No, yeah.
So what other sports do you play, Isabel? What besides hockey?
I play lacrosse.
You play lacrosse?
Yeah.
And do you find a connection? Because I heard people that play lacrosse, it's similar, like the same hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what you have? There's less equipment in lacrosse.
Yeah, a
there is.
lot less.
But girls lacrosse is it checking allowed, or?
Yeah, but it's like certain types. Like for boys, you can be a lot more physical, and it doesn't like you can check them with their stick anywhere, but for girls, it's like can only be like a certain length. I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of different rules.
I heard it's quite different.
Yeah, it is.
What other sports do you play, Kenzie?
I play soccer too.
Soccer, like Foxborough girls?
Yeah.
You guys did pretty well this year, I think.
Yeah,
right?
we do really good.
Yeah. And the lacrosse team, they usually do pretty well, right?
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah. You don't like to brag. That's good. Yeah. So can we talk about your youth hockey experience? You know, what ages did you start playing?
I started I don't know when I started. I probably started when I was 6, but I've always been skating since I was little. But I started with like Norwood hockey, and then I like met a friend through school, and she's like, "Oh, you should join Spitfires." So I joined Spitfires, and then I met Isabella there. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah. So I've been playing with Isabella since like 6th grade.
Yeah, probably.
That's great. It's pretty cool. You probably don't think at the time. Do you know if MOA Warriors were in existence? Well, that was only 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you? Well, they had just started, but you weren't thinking about we might play together in high school,
No,
right?
not at all.
That's really
Play
cool.
against each other, but not
Yeah.
with each
Yeah.
other.
And I'm gonna mispronounce Danae. Sorry about that, Danae. Do you like playing against each other in the off season? Are you guys are on the same club?
I don't do Spitfires right now. Like I don't play a club team, but
Okay. Because you're busy playing soccer. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Are there other teammates that you play with in the winter that you play as opponents?
Yeah. I played Danae this off season.
And it sounds like she won.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. And again, you know, if you've seen the show, which I know you guys watch all the time, it's
Yeah,
all
we
about the
do.
team. But and I didn't ask Coach, but thank you.
I do. I watch it every day.
But we don't really dwell on individual stats. But Coach was mentioning me off camera that you girls, tell me if I'm wrong, are one of the leading scorers not only on the team but in the league and among the top in the state, which
Yeah.
is impressive. So center and left wing. So you do all the dirty work. Right? No. So is there a key? And again, I haven't played hockey in a long time, but face-offs. Do you win a lot of face-offs, or is there?
Yeah, it depends. Some of the girls we play aren't like that experienced, but then other girls, like my friend that I play against, she's been playing center her whole life, so she won every face-off against me.
Do you have a certain tactic that you want to give away? Or you want to keep
Yeah.
that to yourself?
You do.
It depends who's, like if Kenzie's on whatever her left side or
Yeah.
whatever, I'll like go for the body and have Kenzie come in and take the puck.
Mm-hmm.
But if like Skylar, who's on our team, she has a really good shot, so if she's back on defense, I'll try and win it back, get it to Skylar so she can take a shot.
Yeah.
But
And what's
it all
Skylar's
depends.
last name?
Sharfman.
Sharpman. Mansfield or?
She's from Foxborough. She's actually a freshman. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's really
That's
good.
great. Yeah. And Coach said, and again, I think it's 9 freshmen, 9 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 5 seniors.
I think so.
So you girls will be gone, but the future's bright for the MOA
Yeah.
Warriors. So
It just keeps on getting better and better.
yeah, that's good. So and again, since you've made you're seniors, so you've made the tourney all 3 years. So you're looking forward to hopefully continuing that.
Oh, yeah.
We always knock on wood. That's great. And I ask questions out of order, but what are your post-high school plans? Sorry, we don't want you to think 4 years ahead, but do you have plans?
Yeah, I think I've gone to a couple schools, but I think I'm probably going to go to Bridgewater and study teaching.
Bridgewater, Alaska?
No.
That's an inside. No, that's
Stay
great.
right here.
That's good. Yeah, my wife's a teacher. That's a great thing. They have a great program.
Yeah.
What about hockey or soccer?
I mean, I've talked to the Bridgewater coach, but I haven't put too much thought into it. So.
Yeah. And the joke I use every show is those who watch it is on the show we emphasize sports, so academics a second, but I got to stop you.
It's true.
See, that's true. What about yourself, Isabel?
I'm not sure where I want to go to school yet.
That's good. It's a long senior year, you know,
Yeah.
and you'll probably get senioritis like tomorrow.
I already
So-
have it.
Yeah, you already have it. Yeah. Mrs. Cooney, she teaches physics. Do you guys have her?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So I think she's giving a test tomorrow. So no. I'm only kidding. So do any of your siblings play? Like, you know,
Yeah, my sister, she was a senior when I was a freshman. She was actually on MOA, so I had a lot to come into. Like, she taught me a lot going into my freshman year on the team. So yeah, I played with her.
was
in
it
my
weird
childhood.
playing with her? Because you probably didn't play with her until the high school
Yeah,
team,
it was
right?
weird because I don't know. I just never played with her, and I
Did
was
she
like,
pass the puck at all?
she was terrible.
What about yourself?
So I have 2 younger sisters, and one of them, Her name's Melissa. She's a sophomore right now, so she's on the team.
Okay.
And then my youngest sister is in 7th grade, but she'll eventually be on the team.
That's good. So, you know, I'm friends with the Arnolds and the O'Haras, and I think the O'Haras. I
Yeah,
think
Megan's on the team.
and I think Sam and
Kaylee were.
Yeah.
Kaylee, and I think the Arnolds. Caitlin was one in the original. I don't know if you played.
Yeah.
No,
We
I
didn't
think
play
she
her
was
there,
a
but-
little
She
bit
just
older
graduated
than us.
college. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It's impressive. So any other teammates? Let's talk about your goalies. The goalies never get credit. Who's the?
Oh,
the key?
Jess, she's amazing. This is her first year.
Yeah.
She's from OA, but like it seems like she's been playing for over like her whole life.
What's her last name?
What up?
Jess Woodup.
Yeah.
That's cool. And do you have a backup goalie?
No, just her.
That's a big problem. So Coach was saying that, you know, I keep knocking on wood, that the flu's going around. You don't want to get her sick. Because
no.
what would you do in case of emergency? There has to be somebody.
Put Danae in that.
Danae.
Yeah. She's.
I mean, her brother plays. I mean, she must be good.
Yeah. All right, Danae, you better get ready. All right, and that's about it. I really appreciate you girls coming on, and good luck in the tournament. And if you guys make the tournament, you have to come back on the good luck and
Oh, we will.
You get free gifts and prizes. But Kenzie Frazier,
Nice
thank
to
you very
meet
much, and Isabel Chantelaire.
Thank
I tried. Good luck, girls, and that's it for episode 12 of Hornets Sports Buzz. Join us next time because we have no idea who's going to come on the show. Good night. Thanks.